Hello, Rebel fans, and welcome back to another edition of Rich Rebel Lady Basketball. We're here in Randolph, Utah, as the Rich Lady Rebels will be taking on the Bear Lake Bears in a moment's time. Currently, we're in the final minutes of the JV game. The Rich Rebels currently in the lead by 6 points. No, I do bad math. Actually, 7 points here. The Rich Rebels in the lead by 7. Good work by this JV team. I'm joined here in the booth with statistician and color commentator, the best in the business, Rob Leifson. Rob, how the heck are you?
Doing good. Welcome back.
It's good to have you back, and it's good to be back, Rob. Quite frankly, I could not think of a better place to be. We had our Rebel Yell show earlier in the day. I got to catch up with Elin a little bit as to how this team did a little bit here. We're joining this JV team. This is part of the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. The best family vacation happens here. Plan your vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. Rob, as I said, I touched up a little bit with Elin. You were there with Elin covering a few of these games, and it was really interesting to see this girls program really take off against Manila. What was it like being there in person and seeing just the facilitation and great play from these Lady Rebels?
Yeah, I think the biggest key was getting Taylor McKee back, even though she felt like after the game she's a little hard on herself, which is probably a good indication of a serious athlete. She was a little hard on herself how she played, but I was really impressed with how she got the ball moved around. We had 7 different ladies score in that game, which is one of the keys, I think, to the Rebels having success this year, is to get more than one score and spread the ball around.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think with Taylor McKee back from injury, we were able to see just how good she is being able to distribute the ball. Ambria Lutz did a fantastic job standing in for the Rich Rebels in the point guard position, and now she's kind of in a position now where she can be fed the ball and take those big-time shots. She scored double digits last time, Rob. What did you see particularly from Ambria as she was playing the 2 position rather than the 1?
Yeah, we did talk about trying to adjust to the new roles, but I think they had enough practice time to make those adjustments. And you're right, Ambria she's been aggressive, driving to the hoop, made some great plays. I went back and watched the game between Rich and Bear Lake from December, and I was impressed with the way she played then too.
I remember very specifically that it was on her shoulders to kind of get them through that last final quarter. She was kind of facilitating. She was taking the role of distributor, and she was making big-time shots to kind of put away Bear Lake in that first game. We love to be able to cover Rich Rebel Sports here on 98.3 KADQ. Cody Olsen, Rob Leifson here in the booth. We're going to go ahead, take a quick break, come back to you after these short messages. A quick message from our sponsors, some of our boosters here on a Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show and a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Welcome back to the booth here as we are underway, just the beginnings, the end of the JV game here. Currently Rich up by 6 points with 3.5 minutes left. We'll keep you updated on that. While we're waiting for each of these respective teams, Rob and I are going to go ahead dip into the scene set on this Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. Our scene set today brought to you by mylocalradio.com. Set the scene for your business to increase in 2022. Advertise more with mylocalradio.com. Let's go ahead, dip now here. The Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears, the last time these two teams met, we're going to dip into that a little bit as part of our Lake Town Ledger. Currently right now, Rob, the Bear Lake Bears 4-10, dropped their last 5 games. They're in 4th place in Southeast Idaho 2A standings. Right now they're trying to find their footing and get back a little bit into their region, into their conference. Right now, Westside coming back big in that region after we've seen what they can do earlier on in the year. Rob, what have you seen a little bit going back and watching the Bear Lake game and the Rich Rebel game before that really stood out to you that maybe perhaps we might see another trend in this game?
The thing that probably stood out to me the most was the offense. Final score is only 36-30, and that's not a lot of points. Bear Lake's actually been averaging 40 points a game, and they've put up quite a few in some of the earlier games, even when they came out on the short end of the stick. So their offense has picked up since that first matchup with the Rebels. So we'll see if that trend continues. Rich is only averaging about 35 points a game, so that could be a concern.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball, we have the Rich Rebels, 3-4 currently, 1-0 after a dominating win over Manila. 58-27 back into the lineup. I think the biggest thing and the key point, if you're wanting to talk about the Rich Rebels right now, Rob, is that we have Taylor McKee back in the lineup. Taylor, as we talked about before, is a huge facilitator of the basketball. I was able to talk a little bit with Coach Lundgren about what it means to have her back and what she does. And the easiest thing, the eye test tells you that she spreads the offense and the ball gets moving around quite a bit.
She's got a great basketball IQ, obviously coming from a basketball family and a sports family. She's spent a lot of time on the court, including some time with some of the camps this summer.
I know, when Mountain Crest came, she had a teammate on one of her AAU teams come, and it was kind of cool to see the dynamic. Mountain Crest, such a big school, and Taylor McKee also getting in there and, doing the best that she could. I bet it was very difficult to sit out in that Mountain Crest game, wanting to get in there and play against Mountain Crest. We're excited as we're about 2 minutes left here in this JV game. We'll kind of give you the updates on here. Rich currently sitting right now on an 8-point lead. They're with the basketball, and they're going to have an out-of-bounds play underneath. We'll see if they can capitalize here. Should be a really exciting game, as the last time we saw these two teams play, it was incredibly physical. That's exactly what we're seeing in this JV game as well, Rob.
Yeah, it is, and it gets a little chippy between Rich and Bear Lake. They know each other very, very well. A lot of these girls have played against them for a lot of years because of middle school and things like that. So there is a little bit of fire on the floor when they match up. I think
that's a that's a good thing, as Tingy will bank in the free throw. They're up currently 38-29. We'll go ahead, wrap up our scene set today. You're tuned into a Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. This has been your My Local Radio scene set. When students at Rich High School, when we come back, we're going to visit with one of our standout students here. Our interviews, weren't able to get a hold of any Bear Lake interviews, but we were able to get a hold of quite a few Rich interviews. We'll see who we have here on the line, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. When we come back, a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today.
Welcome back to the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. As always, it's great to go ahead and catch up with many of the students around here at Rich High School. I have an opportunity every Monday to torment and take kids out of class to be able to interview them. Special thanks to the town of Woodruff, the mayor and town council, for allowing us to be out here and interview these students, these student athletes, these outstanding students, everyone associated with Rich High School, so that we can get an inside scoop as to what's going on here. We're going to go ahead, catch up now with our outstanding student, and we'll see, It's I say it's super duper fun because I get an inside look as to the life of what's going on here at Rich High School. And quite frankly, the interview says it best. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation. And right after these few messages, we'll go ahead, come back, and get that outstanding student interview.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Back again, Rich Rebel fans. Thank you for joining us here as caught in a dead corner. Casey Wilson now back into their offensive scheme, pulling it back out. Rich currently sitting on a 9-point lead with about 45 seconds left in the game. I believe Rich will probably want to try and just air out the ball here and come away with a W. They're trying to get it in here. Tingy driving with the right hand up and partially blocked by Bear Lake. They're going to get an outlet stolen by Casey Wilson. Back inside, ball flopping around. That's Hannah. Shot there on the right side, blocked, no good for the Rich Rebels. Then pushing it up the floor come the Bear Lake Bears. 20 seconds left, 9-point deficit. Partial block, back up again with the left hand, no good. This time up and an and one call for the Bear Lake Bears. 13 seconds left. We'll see. It's going to be very close. If a miracle happens, I think Bear Lake will be able to get back in this game. Good hard-fought game between these two teams at the JV level as we're going to go ahead, dip now into our outstanding student interview brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Thanks so much to the town of Woodruff Mayor and Town Council for making this very possible. Let's go ahead, dip into it now.
Rich Rebel fans, I'm joined here with Talon Pace, a man that's involved in almost every facet of Rich High School, and if he's not involved in it, his family's definitely involved in it. Talon, talk to me a little bit about how your day's going today.
My day's doing good. It's 6th hour right now, and I'm in seminary, which I like seminary, and it's going good, and I got off Bridgerland, and now I'm here.
There you go. Life's coming up all things Talon right now then, yeah?
You could say that. Yeah.
Talon, what does it feel like, beating your brother to the punch and being the first one on the interview over the airwaves? Is there any special message that you have for him right here?
That he should be less afraid and just do it because he's been avoiding it.
All right, you heard that first here. Talon Pace has challenged his brother. We're going to get a hold of him in just a minute. Don't even worry about it. Talon, talk to me a little bit about, so last weekend here we had a game against Colville. We had a game against Manila. Talk to me first about the good stuff, and then talk to me about what needs to be improved upon.
So the good stuff I think we did was we talked a lot on defense, and we notified our teammates when someone was running baseline, and we also kept our heads up in the JV and freshman game and could look down court and pass the ball down and score on a fast break, and then we all hustled back on defense. So that was what was good. What we could improve on is actually in the varsity game was keeping your heads up and not dribbling so much and passing to your teammates, because they will find a way to get open if you pick the ball up and your 5 seconds starts to count. So we could improve on that, and we could also improve on actually focusing on the game and cheering when it's like a timeout or it's the end of a quarter. And yes, giving your teammates a high five when they do something good, but having your mindset on going and playing defense or offense.
That's good stuff, Talon. Talon, let's talk a little bit about your goals specifically, okay? You're playing freshman, you're playing JV. What is it like being able to be involved in those two games? Are you getting double the development?
Playing in those two games, I get to play with many different people. Sometimes I play with my brother, or sometimes I play with some of the juniors or sophomores, which we do have some sophomores that come down into the freshman game, which I think helps out the freshmen and shows that yes, you could go up to other levels, but if you come down, you get to play with the kids younger than you that are going to move up with you, and help you out later in your high school career. So I say that moving up also lets me develop playing and with other of my teammates. So
Talon, what's the one aspect of basketball right now that you're focusing on? What's the one skill or the one thing that you have been kind of making a goal for to improve on this year?
I would say that would have to be getting up and down the court as fast as I can and not jogging up and down the court. It's more of a dead sprint to the other side of the court so I can play defense or offense. And then after I get there, I could move slower and get open and get the ball.
Talon, let's talk a little bit about class right now. I mean, before we started this interview, you talked about how much fun you're having in all these different classes. Talk to me about, your schedule throughout the day and what are the highlights? What's your favorite classes you're going to right now?
So first hour, I start off with language arts, which I think it's good because language arts gets me awake in the morning and I'm not sleepy throughout the rest of the day. Then I move out to robotics out in Bridgerland, and I'm doing basic electrical theory in that class, which I like that because it allows me to move at the pace I want to move at and not what other people are moving at. And then third hour, I have mathematics, and I like that class because I am with some of my friends, but yet again, we all focus and get our math done, and then we talk after. So yeah. And then fourth hour, I go to earth science, and that's actually pretty fun right now because we just got done with the test, and so we're just starting a new chapter, and it's on the Earth, and it's plate tectonics and all that. And then fifth hour, I go back out to Bridgerland and take machine shop, and I just started working on the milling machine, and I am working on my first part on that. And then after I get off the bus from Bridgerland, I come to seminary sixth hour. So I kind of like all my classes, and I can't pick one as my favorite.
You love everything, Talon. You are just a ball of sunshine right now. I mean, quite frankly, you're coming back from break. Is there anything that you did that was super fun during holiday break that you want to talk about?
During holiday break, I would probably have to say I got to see my cousins that live up in Montpelier, and so they're going to be the one's going to be our rival next year, and which is going to be funny because she always has wanted to live here, but then her parents moved to Montpelier, so...
That's the secret, right? That's we won't tell them that in Montpelier. We'll keep that here, right, Talon?
Yeah.
Talon, I mean, we're in the middle of winter right now. I mean, is there anything that you're really looking forward to once the snow melts? I mean, because right now, you talk about how you love literally everything happening right now in winter. Is there anything activity-wise that you really like doing during the spring?
During the spring, I'm going to go on to track, which I promised one of my friends that I would do if they played basketball. Not going to mention which one.
Anonymous, right?
So I'm going to go on to do track, which is I'm probably going to do shot put or javelin. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the spring, and it's not going to be as cold.
Hopefully not, right? We are in Randolph. We never know. Talon, it's been so good. I mean, time flies, quite really. Like, time flies. It's been good to catch up with you and how your schedule's going. Is there anything that you want to say as part of your kind of interview before we end it here?
Let's go Rebels, and let's go beat the next team we're facing.
There you go. You heard it here first from Talon Pace. Let's go Rebels. Thanks so much, Talon.
You're welcome.
Wow, well, what an awesome interview that we had there with Talon Pace, as we're now in the pregame show, and the pregame music is bumping, as the Black Eyed Peas would say, Rob, right now. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, come back to you with an interview with Coach Cody Lundgren, brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty in Garden City. Until then, this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, here to the pregame coaches show brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam Cornea at 435-779-0012 as part of our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. We'll go ahead and hear from Coach Cody Lundgren, talking a little bit about the win against Manila and some of the trends he's been seeing, and having Taylor McKee back. Take it away, Coach Lundgren.
Rich Rebel fans, we welcome you here to the Coach's Corner and a part of the Coach's Show. For the first time in a little while, I'm catching up with Coach Cody Lundgren of the girls basketball program, coming off a very dominating fresh win against Manila, now coming up to face a triple header against multiple really good teams this week. Coach, first of all, I mean, looking back now on the Manila win, 4 girls in double digits versus Manila, what does that tell you about how this team is progressing?
They're just starting to kind of, find where their strengths are and see where the team needs them to be and where we need them to score at and along with scoring, where they're, offensive rebounds, boxing out and taking care of the basketball. And we're just getting better in all aspects right now.
Coach, what do you feel has been the biggest improvement since looking back to the state preview tournament down in Richfield that you saw in that game against Manila?
Our posts are working really hard to get open, and our guards are finding them. So it's kind of fun to see the girls, passing the ball to each other and getting each other good looks.
Coach, just kind of looking around overall, specifically looking at the Manila game, I mean, a huge victory, a dominating win. What was the difference in gameplay that led to such a dominating victory over Manila?
I felt like we controlled the tempo from the tip-off to the final whistle. We did what we wanted to do for the most part. We got sped up and kind of took a few bad shots, but, they're understanding what we're kind of looking for, and they're executing very well.
Coach, back into action comes Taylor McKee. What does she bring to the team that maybe the team has missed previously in the year without her?
It's kind of like having the GPS or the compass in your car. You know what I mean? She knows exactly how to control the tempo and the speed of the team that we want to play with, and she does a good job of that. She kind of didn't score very many points last game, but she did a lot of other things that the team really needs her to do, like distributing the ball and pushing the ball up the floor and making decisions. So we were very grateful to have her back.
With Taylor added back into the lineup, do you feel like you have some girls going back to positions that they feel comfortable, or do you have some of a rotation you have in mind that you like?
I thought Ambria did a really good job for us the first part of the season, running the team and being, the point guard. And I'm not going to take anything away from her. She grew a ton in the last month and a half. But I really like Ambria at the wing. It really opens her up for her to be a scorer. And she looked a lot more comfortable last week playing there. So.
Coach, we're coming up here, overall coming up out of the holiday break. As a coach, from your coaching philosophy and perspective, do you feel like the games and the outcomes, both win and loss, hold a different type of water? Do they have more weight to them post-holiday break into region, or do you feel that they hold about the exact same as games previous to the Christmas break?
That's a funny question because pre-RPI, region games were everything. You know what I mean? And now that we've moved into this RPI era, every game is actually, it means the same thing when you're calculating and figuring out that final RPI for state standings. So, but there's still a lot of tradition with region games. There's a lot of hype. A lot of times we're with the boys and traveling with the boys, and it's just a lot more fun. There's a lot more people there. And it's usually a really loud gym, so region games are really fun to be a part of.
Last question here, Coach. We're getting a second look here at Bear Lake, a very physical team, and looking back, it was a very, I don't want to say chippy, but a very hard-fought game last time in Montpelier. Do you feel like there's anything now that your team can really capitalize on, having now a second look at Bear Lake?
Yes and no. I mean, every basketball game, you wish would go how you script it, but that's the fun thing about basketball is it's always changing. But these girls know each other. They played against each other since the 3rd grade. It's going to be another great battle, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a great atmosphere. They've got a very physical team. They've got some pretty young guards, but they're very talented. And they've got a girl on the inside, the Parker girl. She's very skilled. She can score it very well. So, we got to be ready to play.
Awesome, Coach. I think that's everything from my end. Anything that you want to touch up on before we end the interview today?
No, thank you.
Absolutely. Coach Cody Lundgren, best of luck, Coach, to the upcoming 3 games coming up here this week.
Thank you.
Well, welcome you back here into the booth. Now that was Coach Cody Lundgren touching up on Manila, having Taylor McKee back, and also a second look at Bear Lake. We'll go ahead now and dip into our Lake Town ledger. Immediately after this quick break, we're going to get the starting lineups in about 30 seconds as well, as we're going to be really excited to introduce both of these teams out here. Rob, last time we saw these two teams, it was back on December 4th, 2021, long time ago, last year. That's a good dad joke for everybody out there. Outlasting the Bears, the Rich Rebels, 36-30 at the beginning of the year. Kalisha Parker scores 8 in the 4th to make it kind of close. What are we in for in terms of this game coming up today?
Well, I think you're going to again see a physical game, and the Rebels held them to 13 points in the first half, so I want to see some good defense.
Yeah, that'll be incredibly key. We'll go ahead now and take a quick break as we get the national anthem.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Lake Town Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora Wright encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The Town Council and citizens of Lake Town celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back now as our Lutz starting lineup is announced. Brittany Lamborn will be starting. Ambria Lutz as well. Taylor McKee back from injury, her second game back. Mackenzie Smith also a senior. Darlene Peterson as well. Rob, you want to touch up on the Bear Lake starters while we're at it as well?
Probably a change from the game we had in December. Sadie Shaw, a freshman, is going to start, and Kalisha Parker, who is the hot hand, Danny Bassett, Kelsey Skinner, and Elise Kelsey.
So that is the starting lineup for each of these respective teams. Thanks so much to Lutz Construction for letting this happen, as we are now underway for the tip-off, brought to you by mylocalradio.com, the station on Main scoreboard located in the bottom right as Bear Lake will win the tip-off out to the right side. It will go. A handoff here from Skinner to Kelsey. Kelsey out here to the left to Shaw. Shaw, the freshman in here, the new starter here for Bear Lake. Inside it goes and almost stolen away there in the middle of the key. Here comes a long three up and off the left iron, rebound by Brittany Lamborn. Outlet out here to Taylor McKee, who's working up against Shaw across midcourt to the left, to the right. The Rebels will go in their all whites and blue numerals. Brittany Lamborn here on the right side wing, kicking it back out to the left. Taylor McKee will take a straightaway three. That's the bottom of the net and good. Taylor McKee wasting no time whatsoever. Squares up there on the left side wing, shoots it way high up in the air, drains it, nothing but net. Up 3-0, the Rich Rebels over the Bear Lake Bears. Stolen away, here's Taylor McKee with the ball. Slows it down, looks over to Coach Lundgren here located on the right side. McKee, left-hand crossover across from Shaw, back over to the right side. Lamborn around the horn, back over to McKee. Looking in, Lutz loses her feet, gets it out there on the left, drives into the lane, loses the handles on it. That's going to be scooped up and a jump ball here between Kelsey and Peterson. Fun fact, Rob, Darlene Peterson ranks now 13th in points per game in all of 1A and 5th in rebounds per game at 8 a game. Great work from Darlene at the post.
She's been hitting the boards very, very, very well.
Darlene Peterson putting in great work as she's trying to get some space inside. Back out to the top. Ambria Lutz thinks about a three. She's going to pull just off the back iron. High up in the air, and it drains. It's good. 2 3-pointers, one from Taylor McKee and one from Ambria Lutz, and a 6-point lead now for the Rich Rebels. Getting it inside. Here's Kalisha Parker, up and under move on the right side block, and a foul called on Darlene Peterson. That will be a matchup that we'll see for the majority of the night. How will Kalisha Parker match up against Darlene Peterson, Rob?
That was one of the challenges Darlene had against Manila the other night, which she got herself in a little bit of foul trouble. And when I talked to her after the game, she was not happy with some of the calls, but that's part of the game.
That sounds like Darlene Peterson as the first free throw for Kalisha Parker, up and good. 1 for 1 for Kalisha. 6-1 on our scoreboard. Second shot. Right off the front of the rim, bouncing off of I didn't even see who that bounced off of.
They're going to get the rebound to Bear Lake.
All right, so that's going to be off of a Rich Rebel, and there will be an inbounds play here. Back in it goes, and it's going to be stolen away by Taylor McKee on the right side. It's a 2-on-1. Taylor comes inside, does a Euro step, and she's going to get a blocking call first. That's going to be the first one on Kelsey Skinner, the junior, who gives the surprised face every athlete gives when when we get that blocking call in the lane. Here comes a Crawford Trough inbound for Taylor McKee. She gets it out there to Brittany Lamborn around the horn up to the top. Ambria Lutz, left-hand dribble against Shaw. Taylor down the right side wing, back out to Lutz. Here comes a three from Lutz. That one's good. When it rains, it pours. 9-1 for the Rich Rebels off of 3 threes. 2 by Ambria Lutz and 1 by Taylor McKee. Rob, that's a recipe for success if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead, take a quick break. We'll come back to you immediately after this quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
We welcome you back into the booth. Rob Leifson, Cody Olsen here, and camera lady Melissa Olsen. She's doing fantastic as we get a Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Your new home in Bear Lake is one phone call away, I promise you. Gary McKee will hook you up at 435-946-8888. So the score right now, Rob, 9-1 off of 3 threes by the Rich Rebels. 1 by Taylor McKee, 1 by Ambria Lutz. Here comes Bear Lake, and a little tie up there on the right side. Block near the baseline there between Darlene Peterson, and that's going to be another foul.
That's
by
her
Darlene.
second. And Coach Lundgren is looking at the bench, but now he makes Ellie Argyle take a step up.
Here comes Bear Lake inside. Kalisha Parker with a drop step just off the left iron. No good, bounces out. Here comes the outlet to Taylor McKee. Taylor working up against the freshman, left-hand dribble looking inside. She's far outside and now dribbles in. Back over to Ambria Lutz on the right. Lamborn, deflection by Bear Lake and stolen away. Shaw comes away with it. Here they come across the timeline, guarded by Ambria Lutz. Shaw, crossover dribble into the lane at the very top of the arc. She has to pick up her dribble. Here comes Bear Lake back over the top. Shaw on the right side. Inside, here comes a shot there by Bassett. No good, and the ball will roll around. Brittany Lamborn with the rebound. Here's Taylor McKee across the timeline. Into the middle, and McKee has two Bear Lake Bears running into each other, but a missed shot by Mackenzie Smith on the left side block. A little hook shot, no good. Still 9-1 with 4:50 left in the game. Good attempt at points in the paint. Speaking of points in the paint, another miss here by Kalisha Parker. She's just off just a little bit. Brittany Lamborn now getting it inside and off of a Bear Lake Bear out of bounds. We're going to get another Crawford Trough inbound, and very easy to see that Taylor McKee is creating space for her teammates, Rob.
She is. That kind of creates a two-headed monster when you can have her and Ambria that can hit behind the arc.
Feeding inside, Mackenzie Smith here on the right in the corner. Feeding in there to Ellie Argyle, and a foul called on the Bear Lake Bears. That's another one here on Kelsey Skinner.
Yep, that's her second.
So 2 for Skinner and 2 for Darlene Peterson. That's the only fouls of the game so far. Still 9-1. Ellie Argyle with the Crawford Trough inbound far across the court. Down the baseline, and a good pass to Argyle from Taylor McKee. Argyle goes up with the right hand, and that one's good. 11-1. Here comes Bear Lake, and a good kick out and an open three just off the front of the rim, no good, and a fight for it between Kalisha Parker and Mackenzie Smith. And that will go off of Parker and go out of bounds. And, a trend that we're seeing, Taylor McKee driving baseline there and then flipping it out to her teammate for an easy deuce.
She's got a great vision of the court. She really does.
Good vision by McKee, who takes it across the timeline. She's working from left to right. Shaw guarding her. Now out to Lutz on the left. Back over to McKee on the right. Thinks about the three. Drives into the lane. Gets tripped up there, and that's going to be Shaw. Just a tying up of feet there as McKee will take a dive right in the middle of the paint, right in front of the free throw line.
Violet Taylor entering the game for Mackenzie Smith.
Violet Taylor with 10 points last time against Manila. Ambria Lutz getting it into Argyle, kicking it back out at the top. Violet dribbling into the lane, up with the right hand, just off the right, and no good. 2 shots coming up. Bear Lake Realty free throws as a very aggressive move by Violet Taylor. Violet, last game against Manila, 10 points, was very aggressive with the ball. Had some good looks, Rob.
She did. I think she ended up with something like 8 points.
Mm-hmm. So the first free throw up and good for Violet Taylor, currently 12-1. Here we go, second attempt coming up here. That one's the bottom of the bucket. 13-1, a 12-point lead. Here's Shaw coming across the timeline, and a quick timeout by Brenda Meserly, the head coach for the Bear Lake Bears. Let's go ahead now and take a quick timeout of our own. We'll come back to you immediately after this quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Q.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Welcome back here to a Rich Rebel and Bear Lake Bear matchup girls program as the Bear Lake Bears currently facing a 12-point deficit. Shaw with the ball, handing off there to her teammate across the court, out to the left. Bassett looking inside, trying to get it to Parker. Instead goes across the court. Shaw Good pump fake and a little floater in the lane. That one's good off the right block, and more points for Bear Lake there. That's a great move from a freshman, Rob. It's good to see. Here we go as Taylor McKee now across the timeline almost loses her handles. Here comes Brittany Lamborn there to save her in the right side block. Back out there to Taylor McKee, who goes back up to the top, commanding the offense. Taylor looks very comfortable. Dribbling to the right, gets a screen from Argyle. A little pick and roll action. Argyle just a little bit too far out of her fingertips. Keeps it alive. Out to the right, Ambria Lutz comes up with the ball after a good hustle play by Violet Taylor. 2 shots coming up as she drives in the lane, and she's going to get whacked on the arm.
Danny Batts' second foul.
So a little bit of a foul trouble coming up for the Bear Lake Bears. They're realizing that Rich is going to be driving pretty aggressive, and pretty quickly you're going to see some substitutions coming in for each of these teams. First shot for Lutz. That one's up and good. It looks automatic for her at the free throw line. Bear Lake Realty free throws. These are the most experienced and highest volume realtor in Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary or Amber McKee or visit bearlakerealty.com. Second shot for Ambria. That one off the back iron. No good. Good rebound by Kalisha Parker. Rob, Kalisha Parker was selected by IdahoSports.com as a player of 2A in Idaho to watch very intensely. She is a powerhouse and a key player for Bear Lake. What does she need to do in order to get the Bears kind of back into this right now?
Well, she's taken a lot of the offensive pressure for her team. So far, she hasn't had the shot.
Hopefully, the Bear Lake Bears can get their offense up and going. Here comes the Bears as a quick shot at the very top of the arc. That one's good as the reserve Oakley Crane, the sophomore, coming into this game. She wastes no time. 14 to 6. A good three-pointer and doubles their score count. Taylor McKee driving with the left hand into the lane. Up and no good. That one's a little bit too far, but I believe a foul was called, and that's going to be an out-of-bounds play underneath the Bear Lake Bears basket. Crawford Trough inbound. Crane. And a good pass there from Taylor McKee to Argyle. Argyle somehow gets her own rebound and goes up with it again. I don't know how she got it. Missed the first attempt and came back down with it. Now 16 to 6. Little dribble handoff action. Crane going out to the right side wing, trying to get it inside, and it's stolen away by Mackenzie Smith as it was deflected in the lane. Taylor McKee driving crossover, pulls it back out, slows it down just a little bit. Gets a screen at the top of the key from Ellie Argyle. Ambria Lutz from the left side. That one's too far.
She's human.
She is human, and that was just a little bit too far. Good rebound by the Bear Lake Bears. Here comes Bear Lake feeding inside. Kalisha Parker, drop step, triple team, misses the first shot. Ball almost goes out of bounds. Kalisha collects and goes up with the right hand. That one is good. Good hustle play and perseverance by Kalisha Parker as she was able to miss the first shot, but then follow it, grab it off the ground, and go up with the right hand. That one's good. 16 to 8 with about 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the game. Violet Taylor beats her man, and that's going to be blocked. Going up with the left hand, Kalisha Parker. Big defensive presence, Rob.
There you go. She can do it on both ends of the floor.
Not only can she do it on the offensive side, as Rob just mentioned, but she's also a huge presence on the defensive side of the ball. We're seeing great hustle from Kalisha. Inbounds play. Ambria Lutz deflected. That ball up for grabs, and here comes Bear Lake pulling it out. Oakley Crane. Very small frame as she's able to take a drop step here out on the left side, kicks it right back out to Bassett there on the right side wing. Back to Crane at the top, out to the left. Crane. Right-handed dribble handoff there to Kalisha Parker. That's on the left side wing, getting it inside. Bounces off of Bassett, and Kalisha gets the deflection off of her own teammate, goes up with the right hand, and that one's good. Only a 6-point lead now for the Rich Rebels. Ambria now to Cassidy Grohl, back up to the top for Violet Taylor, cutting across. Grohl takes a good shot, just too far off the right, and an offensive rebound by Ellie Argyle. Argyle goes up with the right hand, and that's going to be partially blocked. Good defense and intense pressure by the Bear Lake Bears. Back and forth, Crane and Murdoch working across the half-court line. Getting it across, good steal in the paint by Mackenzie Smith. 10 seconds now separate us from the end of the first quarter. Ambria with the crossover, driving into the lane, a little bit of a floater, high off. It's going to go off the very top of the board. Hand check called on Murdoch of the Bear Lake Bears. So that leaves 4 seconds left in the game. And I guess it was a shooting foul, Rob. I didn't.
No, I think they called it on the floor.
Well, they're lining up for free throws right now. We'll see what they do. Shaw checking into the game,
it's 1
as
and
well
1.
as Skinner.
That's the 17th foul on Bear Lake. So
So we're now in the bonus. We're in the 1-and-1 opportunity. Ambria with the first shot, rolls off the front of the rim, no good. Kalisha Parker with the rebound. 2 seconds. Shaw does not get it off in time. It was just a couple inches short of the front of the rim. So after the end of 1, 16-10. Good showing at the very beginning by the Rich Rebels, and then perseverance by the Bear Lake Bears, making it a good game here, a 6-point lead. We'll come back to you immediately after these quick messages from our sponsors. Thank you so much for joining us on 98.3, as this is a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
This is Gary McKee, inviting you to call Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888. Find out how you can be part of this beautiful area here with sandy beaches and private access, or the quickest way to get access to the marina in the Bear Lake area. You can have your own second home or a quarter share into those second homes for starting at $250,000, or you can start your own Airbnb investment and use it as well. Just call us and we'll teach you how to do that at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
8888. It was the end of the sentence there, as it just cut off just a little bit early. Gary McKee will definitely hook you up. We're now into the second quarter, Rob. What was the trends that you kind of saw at the first quarter that has led to a 6-point lead for the Rich Rebels?
Well, Rich jumped off to a 13-1 run to start the game thanks to those 3 3-pointers.
That will definitely help, as now Bear Lake with a little bit of momentum coming out here in the second quarter. Floater by Crane, just off the front of the rim, no good. A little bit of a tie-up almost there, as a little bit of an outlet from Smith out to Taylor McKee. Good find from the right side, inside, outside in. Taylor and Violet Taylor finding Ellie Argyle with the right hand. That one up and good, 18-10. Our second quarter brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Shot right at the free throw line for the Bear Lake Bears. That Shaw, the freshman, wastes no time, answers immediately. And now it is a 12-18 game advantage for the Rich Rebels. Good perseverance by the Bear Lake Bears, going back and forth. Crane guarding Taylor McKee, dribble handoff. Lamborn off to Violet Taylor, back up to the top for Taylor McKee, dribbling, kicking it out to Violet. No, to Lamborn. Lamborn up with the left hand, just too hard off the glass. That's a good rebound there by Kelsey Skinner, the junior. Crane trying to find Bassett on the long pass that will stay underneath the basket, as it was last touched by the Rich Rebel.
Great drive by Brittany Lamborn. We touched on that last time. She needs to take those shots, and I'm impressed that she took advantage of that opportunity.
Brittany Lamborn, obviously a huge, a very athletic player, and it will be great to see her get going and make some of those shots here. And I believe we had a travel called.
Yeah, jump ball.
Jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay with the Bear Lake Bears. Bats it up to the top. Back out to Oakley Crane for a short three. That one's collected, no good by Mackenzie Smith. Taylor McKee pushing it down the court. Good find from Brittany Lamborn on the left side wing, inside to Ellie Argyle. Ellie's been on the end of a couple great assists and putting it up there with some good layups, good fast break points, Rob.
Absolutely, she runs the floor well.
Here comes a steal at the very top of the arc. Here comes Violet Taylor, who stops her momentum, tried to dish it off to her teammate. Instead, it's going to be stolen by the Bear Lake Bears. Crane is going to be stripped by Brittany Lamborn, and a body check after the steal on the Rich side of the floor. So we're still in the bonus after quite a few fouls at the very beginning of the first quarter has put Rich in a position to earn some points from the charity stripe. Here's Brittany Lamborn. I know earlier in the season, especially at the state preview tournament, free throws were an emphasis that we needed to improve on. We'll see if Brittany can go ahead and get a couple of these up and gain some confidence here.
Rich was 3 of 5 in the first quarter. The hardest one, or the toughest one to take, was Ambria's miss on that front end of the 1-and-1.
Here comes that first shot, and that one's going to be missed by Brittany Lamborn. And off of a Bear Lake Bear after a couple people in the paint, it will bounce off. Here comes a Crawford Trough inbound. We're looking for some points in the paint brought to you by Plains Tire. Hopefully we'll get a play drawn up, and Lamborn looks inside, instead kicks it out. McKee, long three, bounces it off of the backboard, no good, and a foul called on the rebound as Oakley Crane was in the right position, fought for it, and she'll be rewarded as an over-the-back call will be called on the Rich Rebels. 20-12, an 8-point lead. Crane, Crane as a sophomore looks very confident with the ball, and they're relying on her to get a lot of the offense moving. Here comes the Bear Lake Bears driving into the lane. Oh, a great shot. Kalisha Parker with an offensive rebound. Over the back call, no, will be called in a defensive rebound by Mackenzie Smith. Pugmire in there fighting against Kalisha Parker for that rebound. Good find. Pugmire gets a dish from Taylor McKee. Great vision by McKee to find Pugmire on the left side block, Rob.
Yeah, that is exactly why having Taylor back makes a huge difference.
Taylor racking up some assists early here in the second quarter. We'll go ahead, take a quick break. Ambria Lutz set to check in, and Rob, actually we're going to go ahead, keep it here. Rob, one thing that I've noticed as that huge difference in terms of pre-holiday break Rich Rebel play and post-holiday Rich Rebel play is confidence right now. It just seems like maybe perhaps a couple times before the holiday break, people seemed a little timid. They wanted to hang on to the ball. They got caught up in some traps. They got a little nervous. And now it just seems like everybody's moving with purpose and confidence right now.
Yeah, our theme for last game against Manila was take it easy, and they're doing a better job of that. They play a lot more relaxed right now. And, I hate to keep pointing it out, but Taylor brings a lot of that confidence and a lot of that level of comfort back to the team.
Well, we'll be touching up on that because it is a key to the game. Here's Kalisha Parker with almost a quadruple team. I mean, Kalisha's taking a huge brunt of the offense, and she just leaves it a little bit long. Collected by Taylor McKee. Taylor kicking it out to Ambria. Ambria for long three. That one's good. Ambria getting the dish from Taylor, who drove and kicked it out to the left side wing, and that one's collected and drained. Oakley Crane for three. That's a fadeaway. Driving in like kind of a floater, and that's high off of the back iron. Long rebound, and the ball will stay with the Rich Rebels.
Ambria 3 of 4 from three-point land tonight so far.
That's a better shooting percentage than I ever had in high school basketball, Rob. I'll tell you that, especially from three-point land.
That's even better than me on the video game.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Here's Taylor McKee getting the Crawford Trough inbound by Tingy. From left to right, Darlene Peterson, who is in early foul trouble, ready to check into the game. Hopefully we'll get her in some positions as a deflection there. Good stout defense on the right side wing by Elise Kelsey. Taylor's pass almost deflected. Here comes a three from Mackenzie Smith. That one's going to be left too far to the right, collected by the Bear Lake Bears. Crane now with the ball, getting it out to the right side. Back up to the top. That's Murdoch kicking it out to the left, back out to Crane on the right side wing. Bear Lake trying to look it in there to Kalisha Parker. Kalisha finally with it, and it's going to be poked away. Tingy with the steal. Now Taylor McKee coming across the timeline. Get a play call here from Coach Lundgren. Ambria Lutz kicking it out there to Tingy. Tingy there to the right side. Baseline drive by Taylor McKee, high, and that one's going to be left short. No good, and Crane in her hustle is just going to bounce it off of her knee and go out of bounds. Sometimes that happens, Rob.
That does. Kalisha Parker back in the game. I was curious to see what they would do offensively without her, and I think they brought her back in a hurry because they could see that was a challenge.
Here comes the inbound here from McKee out to Lutz. Now up to the top, Tingy. Now back to Lutz on the right side. Back up to the top, Tingy. Back and forth with Lutz. Here's Lutz for three. That one's off the right of the rim. No good, and a collection for a Bear Lake Bear who we haven't seen. The freshman Neal is in the game, and that's going to be a foul. Just kind of reaching into the cookie jar. Taylor McKee just a little aggressive on that one. 25-12, 3 minutes left in the second quarter before halftime. Neal with the ball, the freshman, kicking it out to the left, up to the very top. Skinner back to Neal on the right side. Cross-court pass. Skinner thinks about the three, pulls it down, drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Neal. Neal guarded by Lutz. Bassett, pump fake in the lane, off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound by Neal. Up to the top and back over to Skinner, out to the left. Skinner to Neal. Inside, just a little bit of a low pass. Murdoch collects herself back out to Neal, working against Lutz. It seems like they are two people have their hands on Kalisha Parker as now she gets the ball on the outside of the arc. She's looking inside, gets it in the feed for Bassett. Steal by Ambria Lutz. She's going to go all the way. Jump stop, off the right, just short. No good. Rebound, Kalisha Parker. Kicks it out there to Neal. 2 minutes left here in the second quarter before halftime. 25-12, Rich in the lead.
Bear Lake's only been able to put up 2 points so far in the quarter.
So a little bit of an offensive drought for the Bear Lake Bears. They're trying to get it inside, but stout defense by the Rich Rebels. Here's Neal kicking out to the left for Skinner. Skinner for three on the left side. That one's off the front of the rim. Long rebound and will go out of bounds. Last touch by Murdoch, who dives into the stands here on the left side. So here comes an inbound play as McKee has checked out. So has Smith. Out onto the court, Lutz, Lamborn, Tingy, Peterson, and Argyle. A little bit of a pressure implemented here, and Peterson, with the help of Lutz, breaks the pressure back into the half-court offense. Right side, Lamborn feeds it into Darlene. Darlene feeds it to Argyle. Good pass, but an even better defense by Kalisha Parker. Kalisha now with, I think, a couple blocks now, Rob.
This is where having Ambria running the point during that time when Taylor's been out is really a bonus to you because you don't miss a beat.
And the inbound reeled in and stolen away by Kalisha Parker. A minute and a half now. Neal, the freshman, coming across the timeline. Dribble stop back out to the left. Neal and then Shaw. Shaw thinks about the three and a blocking call right on the left side, elbow driving into the lane. That one's going to be called on Tingy. Cassidy Grohl coming in for Tingy. So we have a whole bunch of Bear Lake Bears right at the free throw line. This is going to be an interesting football play almost as Skinner gets the long pass, feeds it back into Kalisha Parker, poked away by Argyle. Back up to the top, Skinner. Triple threat. Shaw drives into the lane. That one's going to be collected, stolen away. Lamborn gets her hands in there, and now Lutz with the ball. Lutz slows it down. 1 minute left before halftime. Cross-court pass, Kalisha Parker, as they were both going for the ball. Good defense by Parker, as she read that almost like a safety, and she does it twice. Steals it away and then feeds it to the freshman. Kalisha seems to be huge right now for Bear Lake, Rob.
She's all over the floor.
Here we go as a floater in the lane, just off the back iron, collected by Darlene Peterson. Darlene getting those rebounds that has her in the top 5 right now for most rebounds per game at the 1A level. And body check, and ball will go rolling out of bounds and inbound coming up. Crawford Trough inbound underneath the Bear Lake basket for the Rich Rebels. Ellie Argyle will take it, gets it to Lamborn out on the left side, feeds it back to Argyle. Argyle double team, bounces it off her foot, goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Rebels as it bounces off of a Bear Lake Bear's foot. We'll just switch different sides of the basket here, I guess, for this inbound play. Lamborn looks for the inbound, gets it into Darlene Peterson. Good find. Darlene with the left hand and up with the layup, and that one's good. 27-12. Shaw driving into the lane. A 2-3 defense implemented by the Rich Rebels, but that does not deter the freshman as she drives in, splits the double team, and gets the and one call.
Right now she's leading the Bears with 6 points.
So the freshman making her presence known as she drives into the lane, not deterred by the height of Darlene Peterson, goes up and underneath, gets whacked on the arm, does not, as Darlene comes out.
Takes her third foul.
Darlene obviously a little frustrated. She's just trying to limit the fouls right now. This is first shots, and three-point play completed. The and one good by Shaw as Darlene came off the sideline, a little muttering under the breath. This is why I told her that it might be a little bit difficult to have her mic'd up in the game. Here comes the Rich Rebels, and Ambria Lutz drives with 3 seconds left, diving and helping out a teammate, and it will go up and underneath. It will be no good. Ambria kind of threw it up into the air with the right hand, and that will be our halftime score, 27-15. A 12-point lead for the Rich Rebels. Rob, really quickly before we go into halftime, I think the tale of the tape is that, we've said it a couple times, very confident ball played by the Rich Rebels, finding the open lady to get that open shot. And on the other side, the Bear Lake Bears trying to find some type of offense outside of Kalisha Parker right now.
Yeah, we held them to 13 points the first time around, 15 points for them at halftime, but we only scored 21 the first time around, and this time 27 points on the board. And again, you're getting multiple players that are contributing on the offensive end.
So that's the tale of the tape right now. Our band will lead us out. 10 minutes before we will resume the third quarter. We'll dip now into our halftime show immediately after these breaks. Brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. This is a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on My Local Radio as well as on The Wildlife.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back, fans of Bear Lake as well as Rich High School, to the MyLocalRadio.com halftime show. Advertise where your messages will be seen during high school sports on the radio and online with MyLocalRadio.com. Into the booth, Rob Leifson, the man, the myth, the legend, and yours truly, Cody Olsen here. Along with us, Melissa Olsen working the camera, the big three, as many of us have been the big self-proclaimed big three. That's what it is. Rob, 7 minutes before we start the third quarter, you've been working on a little bit of stats. What do we got here?
Well, the Rebels shot overall 42% from the floor compared to the Bears at 27%. From the two-point range, pretty much even. Rich was 6 of 16, Bear Lake 5 of 16. The big difference from the three-point line, Rich 4 of 8, with Ambry Lutz having 3 of those for 50%. Bear Lake's 1 of 6 from the three-point land. And free throws, Rich still struggling from the free throw line, 3 of 6. Bear Lake 1 of 3. On the boards, it was 8-7 after the first quarter in favor of the Bear Lake Bears, but Rich now leads the rebound category 18-14, and the big thing on that is 6 offensive boards, 4 for the Bears, and Darlene Peterson and Mackenzie Smith tied with 3 rebounds apiece. Kalisha Parker, not only is she doing it on the offensive end, but she leads her team with 4 rebounds.
So what we see pretty clearly here is, rebounds and shooting 50% from the field has kind of, put Rich in that little bit of a lead here at halftime. I mean, Kalisha Parker has been doing great work, just trying to make some room. And if, when she gets the ball, more often than not, if she turns around with that little hook shot, it's going in. And if at the very least 4 people are collapsing on her, they're kicking it out to somebody else.
Yeah, and there's been a couple. They've got some second chance points on that because everybody's crashed on her. Kind of the ball's bounced on behalf of the Bears to give it somebody else a second chance opportunity.
And not only that, Kalisha Parker has been doing fantastic, but also the freshman for the Bear Lake Bears, Sadie Shaw, who was not in the starting lineup when we first saw the Bear Lake Bears last time. She leads in scoring, if I'm not mistaken, for the Bear Lake Bears.
Yeah, she's got 7 points. Kalisha's got 5, and Oakley Crane's got 3. On behalf of the Rebels, Taylor's got 3. Ambry Lutz has got double digits at 10 points. Darlene's got a deuce. Violet's got 2 free throws. Haiti Pugmire's got a basket. And Ellie Argyle's got 6 points.
So that's the tail of the tape, a few statistics. When we come back, we'll touch up a little bit as to what these teams can do to, counteract what we've seen in the first half. Until then, thank you so much for joining us. Special thanks to the band here at Ridge High School, who's been rocking it for everybody. The student section's been doing great as we're here in Rich High School in Randolph, the best place in the world to be, according to me. So let's go ahead, take a quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Back again one more time in the booth. Cody Olsen, Rob Leifson, Melissa Olsen, as we're here covering the Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears. Rob, if I were the Bear Lake Bears, and we're about 3 minutes left before the start of the third quarter, I think one thing that you definitely have to do is feel very confident that if you're getting that inside-out pass from Kalisha Parker, that you need to drain that thing. And that will open up quite a bit for the Bear Lake Bears in terms of scoring and also relieving a little bit of the pressure that you're feeling from the Rich Rebels as they work their way across the court in their own half-court offense.
Bear Lake's got 8 turnovers in the first half. Rich was 7. They've actually taken pretty good care of the ball, but they're 1 for 6 from that three-point land. But, yeah, that would loosen things up if they could get some success from beyond the arc.
That would definitely help. The three-point land would definitely give some needed breathing room to the Bear Lake Bears. Right now, just kind of getting better than 1 for 6, 17%, not super great. On the other side, I mean, 50% from three-point land is fantastic in terms of any type of basketball that you're playing. And the Rich Rebels right now, in order to come away with the victory, keep the pedal on the metal. Be confident with the ball. And as for individuals, don't foul if you're Darlene Peterson. And, I razz her a little bit, mostly because I know that she definitely has the capability of going out there and being such a force in the blocks. Darlene, if she's able to get out of foul trouble and feel a little bit of the presence that she can, turning around, putting up some shots, it's only going to make it even easier to get those open shots from beyond the arc or even in the mid-range land for the other Rebels on the court.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the way the Rebels have moved the ball around. Very good passing in this first half.
So, about 1 minute left before the start of the third quarter. We'll take our final break here at halftime as part of our My Local Radio halftime show. Special thanks to the town of Randolph for our first half highlights, as well as the mayor and town council. We'll come back and bring you third quarter action immediately after this quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Back into the third quarter action. At the start of the third quarter, the Bear Lake Bears will start off with the ball. Our third quarter today. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one. To remember, rentals in Bear Lake, call 435-946-EPIC or find them on Facebook at epicrecreation.net. Here comes a inbounds play for the Bear Lake Bears. Kalisha Parker looking for somebody, gets it back up to the top for Skinner. Bassett for three on the short corner over. It's going to be rebounded by Kalisha Parker. No good. And another three for Skinner. That one's high and rolls out of the rim. Offensive rebound by Shaw. So three chances. And the Bear Lake Bears come away with points. That's how you get back into the game and how you start the momentum. Pressure, full court pressure by the Bear Lake Bears, broken by the Rebels and almost taken out of bounds. Violet Taylor able to collect it there on the right side baseline, diving into the lane, and a little bit of a layup that is hit more often than not, missed by Taylor McKee. Here comes the Bears down by 10. Kicking it out here to the left, around to Shaw on the left side wing. Pump fake out to the right. Skinner trying that three again. That one's off the front of the rim. Good rebound by Violet Taylor. This is a good time for us to tell you a little bit about the Rich School District. Rich School District offers an exceptional education experience for every student with a long track record of student success. Rich School District exits graduates who are college and or career ready. An average of 69% of graduates exit having earned university credit. 95% of graduates have been accepted to a college or university, and graduates since 2018 have received over $1 million in scholarships. At the Rich School District, we know quality education, and that makes a difference. So, good work by Mackenzie Smith, I believe, up with the right hand, and now a 29-17 game. Special thanks to our sponsors. Rob, you work for you work with these kids in the Rich School District. What's it like just kind of being here and helping out all these kids?
Well, there's a great tradition at Rich High School, and they have a great opportunity to get a fantastic education. When you add in the stuff at Bridgerland, there is a lot of opportunities that you cannot get anywhere else.
So take it from one that works with all these fantastic students, a good driving into the lane score, and then an air ball on the left side collected by Kalisha Parker, offensive rebound, put up with the right hand. That one's good. So 31-21. Triple team out on the dead corner on the right side. Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee. Back out to Lutz on the left side. Back and Lutz just a little bit too far. She felt it and she knew it. Shaw with the defensive rebound, diving into their half-court offense. Here's Skinner on the left side wing, kicking it out there to her left. Cross-court pass. Bassett. It's going to get bumped by Ambria Lutz. And not intentional, but whacked her pretty good with the body there.
Just her first foul, though. A little bit of a change in the lineup. You see Darlene Peterson coming back into the game. They actually started Ellie Argal in her place because of her foul trouble. And you saw Violet Taylor start the third quarter as well.
Yeah, 3 for Darlene Peterson on an inbound coming up, and a long three. That's going to be left short, collected by Oakley Foy on the air ball. She takes a long 2. That one's good. So Bear Lake not afraid to take some shots, and they're going to pressure Taylor McKee right now. So Taylor splitting the triple team, gets across the line. Oakley Foy from behind. They're going to poke that out of bounds, and it's going to go way into the student section. Caught by our man Buckwheat. Buckwheat's going to get it back inside, and inbound Crawford Trough into Ambria Lutz. Violet Taylor here on the left side, guarded by Foy. Hands up, and good defense by the Bear Lake Bears. Back up to the top for Lutz. Taylor pump fake, drives in the lane baseline. Little jumper left too far, and ball collected by the freshman Shaw. Shaw going all the way, a 3-on-2 opportunity. Kicks it out to Bassett on the right side block, getting it into Kalisha Parker. Kalisha into the hands, and Oakley Foy into the hands of Darlene Peterson. 2 missed shots, and you put that right on the presence of Darlene Peterson. So, ball goes out of bounds. Bear Lake only down by 8 points right now. Crawford Trough inbound to Ambria Lutz, kicking it back out there to Taylor McKee, back to Lutz. Lutz gets it into Ellie Argyle up with the right hand. That's going to go off the bottom of the backboard. And that'll be out of bounds. Third quarter, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. 8-point lead for the Rich Rebels. Bear Lake has not been shy. They're jacking up all sorts of shots right now, and it's working for them, Rob.
Yeah, they've put up 5 3-pointers already in this quarter, where they'd only put up 6 in the whole game.
So there we go, a miss by Oakley Foy, and she's going to kind of whack Ellie Argyle on the arm, and a foul. I believe Oakley Foy has 2 in the game so far. Rob, you can double check me right here. 23. So here comes the Rich Rebels breaking the press again. 3-on-2 opportunity after breaking the press, and that ball is going to be stolen away after it goes up into the arms of Skinner, and a foul by Ellie Argyle. So in the front court, excuse me. I believe I was saying the wrong name. Oakley Crane. Oakley Foy is another opponent of Rich Rebels. So here's Bear Lake. Oakley Crane with the 3. That's an off-balance 3. That's going to be collected by Bear Lake offensive rebound. Skinner and Bassett and Violet Taylor, bodies flying all over each other, and a travel called as a couple people are falling over each other on the left elbow. So
Bear Lake's brought some intensity in this third quarter.
That's what I was about to say, Rob. Not only are they not afraid to jack up any type of shot right now, but they're also increasing the defensive and the hustle. Violet Taylor and Taylor McKee struggling against the press right now. And a timeout to avoid the turnover taken by Coach Lundgren. That is an Independent Software Solutions timeout. Call 307-789-1978 today. Let Brian be your IT guy. Let's go ahead, take a quick break. We'll come back immediately after these few messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the third quarter. Rich up 31-23 after breaking the press on the inbound on their own side of the court. Here comes Violet Taylor to Brittany Lamborn on the left side, short corner. Back out to Violet and back out to Taylor McKee on the right side, wing. To Violet Taylor on the left side. Back to Taylor. Taylor takes the long 3. That one's good. Automatic for Taylor McKee, a huge three-pointer to end the drought that Rich was facing just a while ago. 34-23, an 11-point lead. Shaw trying to answer off the backboard, no good. Rebound. Darlene Peterson kicking it out to Taylor McKee. Taylor pushing it down the court quickly. Violet, double team by Kalisha Parker, driving the baseline. Oakley No, Ellie Argyle up with the right hand. She's going to be fouled and sent to the free throw line. So Ellie Argyle to the charity stripe. We'll see if she can put some icing on the cake here for her point total. She's been huge as she's been the recipient of a couple sweet assists at the very beginning of the first quarter. Here she is now as the first one will go off the front of the rim. No good on a Bear Lake Realty free throw. A little bit of a switch up. Violet Taylor out. Ambria Lutz quickly coming back in.
Kelsey Skinner picked up her third foul on that play, but the coaches are leaving her in.
So that is Kelsey, the senior, with 3 fouls. Same predicament as Darlene Peterson. 2 misses and an offensive rebound by Brittany Lamborn. Lamborn trying to be bailed out. She is eventually by Taylor McKee, who pulls it out, setting up the half-court offense. Back over to Ambria Lutz on the left side. Back to the right for Taylor. Dribble. Cutting into the lane. Ambria back out to the right short corner in Darlene Peterson. Spin and no good. Kalisha Parker and Ellie Argyle wrapping each other up, and that ball will go careening out of bounds. It will stay with the Rich Rebels. Good placement, just being in the right place at the right moment for Ellie Argyle right there. Brittany Lamborn looking for somebody, kicks it out to Taylor McKee, drives baseline. Taylor splitting a couple people and then kicks it back to Lutz. Lutz loses her handles, and that's going to be careened by Skinner of Bear Lake, who goes across the timeline from left to right. Hands off to Shaw, the freshman. Crane. Back to Skinner on the right side wing. Back to Crane. Driving, feeds Kalisha Parker, and that's going to be a foul on Darlene Peterson. Darlene will pick up her fourth. And
they're going to give it to Mackenzie Smith.
Oh, they'll give it to Smith. So Darlene gets bailed out on that one. 34-23 with 1:37 left here in the third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Kalisha Parker puts that shot up off the right side of the rim. No good on the first one. 11-point cushion. Bear Lakes come out in this third quarter with an incredibly aggressive play style, both on defense and offense. Here's Kalisha Parker with the second shot. Off the back iron and a offensive rebound by Skinner. Crane with the ball, kicking it out to Shaw at the very top of the arc, then out here to the right side. Back out to the left. Skinner, no hesitation, 3. That one's good. 26-34, 8-point lead. An 8-point deficit for the Bear Lake Bears. Kelsey in the game as well with 3 fouls. Tingy, Ambria Lutz working the front court, bouncing off of Crane. Crane, very speedy, will get the steal. Here they come on offense. Right side. Kicking it out there to Kelsey. 3 from Crane. That one's a little too far. That's going to be collected by Brittany Lamborn. Lutz dribbling around people, and it will be stolen away by Skinner. Kelsey with the ball, getting to Foy. Yeah, to Skinner for 3, no good. And a foul as bodies will collide. Darlene Peterson will go flying. Oakley Crane will pick up another foul here. It's a little bit of a push. Here comes an inbound. On their own side of the court, the Rich Rebels. Taylor to Lutz. Back to Taylor. They're going to try and break this press, which they do. Mackenzie Smith pulls it back out to the top. Taylor, Lutz now with the ball. To the right side, Taylor looking, guarded by Murdoch. Jabs to the right, feeds it inside. Tingy too far, goes over the top of the rim, and a rebound by Kelsey. Shaw stops, gets it back to Kelsey. 3-pointer. Bouncing around the rim and good. So the 3-point, the 3-ball with the amount has brought the Bear Lake Bears back in the game. Good jab, ducking underneath the defense on the left elbow. Violet Taylor with the mid-range J. Great work by Violet Taylor, and she answers. So 29-36. That was a very fast third quarter, not only in time, but like the action on the court, Rob, was incredibly fast. Rob, the Bear Lake Bears have inched a little bit back into this game. How have they done it?
Well, they only put up 22 shots in the first half, and in that quarter alone, they put up 18. They'd only put up 6 3-pointers, and they put up double that. Just in the third quarter, they put up 12 attempts from the three-point line.
So I guess it's all about, quantity. You're going to make some, and it's working for the Bear Lake Bears right now. 36-29. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here in the third quarter on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com as well as on the Q.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter. The Rich Rebels currently up by 7 points, 36-29. And Darlene Peterson tries to feed a teammate inside, and it will bounce off of a Bear Lake Bear. Mackenzie Smith, just out of her fingertips, goes diving out of bounds underneath the basket, rolls it back inside, and it bounces off a Bear Lake Bear, and now it's a Rich Rebel ball. Violet Taylor will get the inbound from Taylor McKee. Darlene diving inside, and that will be blocked. That will be blocked by the Bear Lake Bears. Here comes Shaw with the ball. That rhymes. She's a poet, and she didn't even know it. Skinner thought about the three, gets it out there to Kelsey. Kelsey for three on the left side. Off the front of the rim, no good. Bassett goes up with the right hand, no good. Bear Lake is finding their way into the rebounding position on the offensive side of the ball, and they're getting 3 looks almost at every shot. 31-36, a 5-point lead now. Taylor McKee is in the game. She's with the ball, guarded by Murdoch at the top of the arc. Out to the left, Taylor looking for Lutz. Lutz picks up her dribble and goes across the court out of the fingertips of Taylor McKee on the right side wing. It goes out of bounds. So Bear Lake slowly getting back into this, and they're making it very interesting, and they're doing it off of hustle and just aggressive play everywhere.
Yeah, you'd mentioned earlier in the game that Rich was acting a lot more comfortable. They're not comfortable right now. They're feeling the pressure.
They are. It's I wouldn't say panic, but just a little bit of anxiety, just a little bit of the pressure. Bear Lake's doing a very good job. A blocking call on Violet Taylor in the paint now. Only one more before the Bear Lake Bears are going to be in the bonus. Shot from the inbound on the left side baseline, good for Bear Lake, and now 33-36, only a 3-point lead now. So can the Rich Rebels keep off the Bear Lake Bears? Taylor McKee, just a good move and not able to put it in. Jump ball on the rebound, and it will go to the Bear Lake Bears. They're within one possession, Rob, and right now the momentum is all Bear Lake at the moment. So here comes the defense implemented by the Rich Rebels, a zone trap type of dealio, but Kalisha Parker getting the feed from Shaw makes quick work of it. Only a 1-point lead now for the Rich Rebels. Bear Lake has done a fantastic job to come and crawl back into this, claw their way. Violet Taylor back out to Taylor McKee at the very top of the arc. 6 minutes left in the game. 1-point lead for the Rich Rebels. Taylor McKee working up against Crane. Kicking out to the left. Smith shoots that one. That was an air ball collected by Crane. Crane looking down the court, looking to push, kicks it out to Shaw. Thought about the three, kicks it back out to Crane. Around the horn it goes. Good pass. Skinner. No good. Off the back iron. It will fall out of bounds. Well, that's a good look. That could have taken the lead right there. Violet Taylor kicking it into Smith. Back to Taylor, and here comes that press again. 3-on-2 opportunity. Ambria Lutz takes advantage, and that one's too far. Air ball again. Taylor McKee gets the pass from Darlene Peterson goes up with the right hand, and she leaves it really short. Bounces off the front of the rim, goes back to her. Here comes the Bears. Kalisha Parker for the lead. That one's good. 37-36 off the mid-range J on the baseline right side by Kalisha Parker. Ambria Lutz getting the ball from Taylor McKee. Taylor calms it down. They're now down in a 1-point deficit. Ambria Lutz, jab step on the left side. Taylor McKee left open for three. That one's good.
That ends an 8-0 run.
Ends an 8-0 run, and now it's 39-37. Taylor says no, 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 shuts the door. Now Skinner to answer. Off the front and the back, no good. That ball will roll out of bounds. Ball will roll out of bounds. It will stay with the Bear Lake Bears.
Referees missed that one.
Yes, they did. They had a Rich Rebel hanging on the arms of Kalisha Parker. Just didn't have the angle on that. Kalisha gets the inbound, leaves it short, collected by Brittany Lamborn. Taylor McKee with a convoy. Kicks it out to Ambria Lutz, mid-range J, and that's a foul. Lutz will go to the line with the ability to extend it to a 2-point possession. 39-37 with 4:30 left.
Ambry is not the only one that struggled from the free throw line in the second half. Hopefully she can come through with two here.
First one up and rolls off the back iron, no good. So now she can put it to at least 3 points. As you said, Rob, the free throws for the Rebels in the second half, not what we've seen in the first half. And she'll go 1 for 2, and now a 40-37 lead for the Rich Rebels. Shaw, right side, feeding Kalisha. She'll take a jumper, and just a great hustle by the Bear Lake Bears. Kalisha Parker will get the feed from her teammate Kelsey and go up with the right hand and will be fouled by Ellie Argyle. So now Kalisha will go to the line. Kalisha, from my remembrance, she's not shooting super great from the line as well. A quick timeout, an Independent Software Solutions timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we do the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. New home in Bear Lake, one phone call away at 435-946-8888. A 3-point lead right now for the Rich Rebels. They're clinging on to a very small margin as the Bear Lake Bears are not afraid to put up any shot right now. Rob, we had a little bit of a run at the beginning of the fourth quarter, which kind of got Bear Lake back into the game. They actually took the lead. Tell me a little bit about that run.
Well, they had an 8-0 run and went up 37-36 before Taylor McKee hits a three-pointer, put an end to that, and then Ambria Lutz adds on a free throw. I think free throws down the stretch could be key.
So it might come down to free throws here at the very end of this game, and right now neither team really shooting a great percentage right now. Kalisha Parker has the ability now to put 2 points up on the board, but her last trip to the line, I think she went 0 for 2. Let's see what she can do this time. As gets into her routine, she puts this one up. That one rolls off to the left, no good. 4:22 left in the fourth quarter. Here comes the second attempt. That one's the bottom of the net. 1 for 2, so she matches what Rich did at the line last time. Ambria Lutz there out to the left side for Taylor McKee. 38-40, 3-on-2. Darlene Peterson eats the ball. Thought about a mid-range J on the right side baseline, just in front of the three-point line. Instead decides to eat it, puts it back out. Taylor McKee now with the ball, hounded by the freshman Shaw. Taylor, confident with the ball, feeds Ellie Argyle on the right side. That one's up with the right hand and one. Huge bucket from Argyle, and guess what? It starts with Taylor McKee finding her right there, doing figure eights in the paint. That's huge.
That shows her vision of the court. She's a great passer.
And, if we had a nickel for every time we've said that today, Rob, we might really be, as my shirt says, rich right here.
Ellie Argyle with 10 points in the game.
So double digits for Argyle. This one for 11, and that one's good. 43-38, 5-point lead, thanks to Taylor McKee. A little bit of a breathing room now for the Rebels. Oakley Crane getting a double screen, kicking it out to the left for Skinner, now out to Bassett. Bassett looks inside, decides to eat it, goes back up to the top for Skinner. Waves to Shaw to come back to save her. Shaw goes inside, and a timeout called before the shot by Brenda Meserly. So, Independent Software Solutions timeout with 3.5 minutes left. We'll go ahead and take it. Thank you for joining us here in the fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter brought to you today by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, the most caring hospital on earth. Let's go ahead. Come back to you in just a moment on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter. The Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears in a tight one. Rebels lead 43-38 as the Bears break the huddle. They come back and quickly inbounds. Bassett almost loses the ball out on the left side wing. Instead gets it to Shaw at the very top of the arc. Shaw kicks it out to Crane. Feeds it inside to Skinner. 3-4 Rebels around her. Kicks it out. Inside out play. Good shot selection by Shaw. Just off to the right. No good. But a second opportunity on an offensive rebound there by Bassett. Shaw to Crane on the right side. Crane loses her dribble here as a travel will be called. And it's going to be a controversial one a little bit. I think Bear Lake fans are saying that she kept the dribble despite her sliding on the floor, but I don't think that the referee, who was located directly behind her, was able to see it. All he saw was a body sliding across the floor. I guess it's a hard call. And a kick by the Shawl. Again, the pressure implemented by Bear Lake. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Rob. I think that's what you were about to say.
It's turned up the intensity of this game for sure.
Here we go. Pressure broken. And ball put up by Ellie Argyle. No good. Kalisha Parker with the defensive rebound. She's had quite a few today. She's been key. Bassett on the left side gets it into Kalisha Parker and stolen away by Taylor McKee. Oakley Crane dives. That was a hard body hitting the floor right there, and that's going to be last touched by a Bear Lake Bear. You know, I feel like we were in this situation last time these teams played, Rob.
It was coming down to the wire. We'll see if we can hit some free throws to seal the win.
Ellie Argyle, Crawford Trough inbound. Taylor McKee across the court to Ambria Lutz. Ambria decides to pull it out, pulls up her dribble, bailed out by Taylor at the very top. 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Gonna run some clock.
Yeah, I guess that's what the Rich Rebels will do. Ambria Lutz just kind of playing tag with Bassett. Bassett will get nabbed with a blocking foul here on the near side in front of the Rebel bench. Apologies, I don't have the score up, my bad. 38-43, Crawford Trough inbound. As just over the top, Taylor McKee, wide receiver, climbs the ladder, grabs it, and now she kicks it out there to Smith on the left side. Good steal, and here comes Shaw diving into the lane. That one's up and good. Quick points for Bear Lake, and that's exactly what they needed, Rob.
It is.
Here we go as the Rich Rebels going across the timeline. Taylor McKee able to get out of the dead corner here. Working Taylor McKee up against Shaw.
Timeout by Coach Lundgren.
Yep, that's going to be a good timeout as the Rebels kind of seemed a little out of sorts right there. I think a lot of Bear Lake fans are wanting a 5-second call as Yeah, a lot
Shaw
of
was putting a little bit of pressure on Taylor, but she was able to separate enough to reset the 5-second count.
I think also, my mistake, I think they were also looking at Ellie Argyle, who was kind of camped out there in the paint a little bit. I think everybody kind of glazed over a little bit. A good timeout by Coach Lundgren, and we'll go ahead, keep it here. With 1 minute and 41 seconds left in the game, a 3-point lead by the Rich Rebels. It's a back and forth. This is a chess match, and it almost seems like a boxing match, trading blows a little bit. Rich has been in the lead for the majority of the game, and after a late fourth quarter surge, Bear Lake has made it very, very close.
Yeah, Bear Lake's only had the lead for one time, and that was back when it was 37-36.
So, big plays led by Taylor McKee has allowed Rich to stay in the lead just a little bit. And now, good steal by Skinner as Taylor McKee was looking inside for Darlene Peterson. A 3 for the tie off the front of the rim, no good. And a defensive rebound by Ellie Argyle. Outlet out there to Ambria Lutz. Lutz dribbling the sideline, tight rope. Back up to the top for Taylor McKee.
7th board by Ellie. One more to put Rich in the bonus.
So the Bears are already in the bonus because of 7 fouls given by the Rich Rebels. Rich needs one more to be in the bonus. Here comes a Crawford Trough inbound on the far side. Lutz looking, gets it into Smith. Smith drives the baseline, gets it to Darlene Peterson, who kicks it back out. Rich is trying to run the clock out here a little bit. And they've got 3 players out there. Taylor McKee is going to get bumped by Kalisha Parker, and that will send Taylor to the line. I think that's someone you want to see at the line as well if you're Rich as well.
It is, but she struggled a little bit against Manila last week, and that was one of her frustrations after the game, that she didn't shoot very well from the free throw. She's normally automatic.
Well, here we go to get a chance to redeem herself from last week. Here's Taylor McKee, first attempt. That one's off to the right, no good. And, great vertical, a great vertical by Bassett, but it's going to be over the back. As she goes on top of Argyle. Argyle will now get sent to the line. Argyle also a pretty good free throw shooter for the Rich Rebels.
She is, and she's had 6 offensive boards today. That has been huge.
So Brittany Lamborn also set to check in. She's going to come in for Mackenzie Smith. So out on the floor for the last minute, Lamborn, Peterson, Argyle, Taylor McKee, and Ambria Lutz. So here's Argyle with the chance to put a 2-point possession. That one's grazed the front of the rim, just barely. A little bit of a pressure situation. Here comes the Bear Lake Bears, down by 3 with 1 minute left. Kelsey Skinner, not afraid of the 3 ball, and that one will tie it up. Huge 3 by Skinner. And now a 43-43 game and a stolen ball. Oakley Crane now with a floater. No good, as it's going to be reeled in by the Rich Rebels. Timeout called by Coach Lundgren as they get the defensive rebound. And now, this is interesting, Rob.
They're going to call the foul first or the timeout.
Timeout first, says our referee, and they're going to usher our teams to the sideline. Can't get any more, pumped up than this. Let's go ahead, take a quick timeout and a breather because we all need it right now. Here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
We welcome you back to the concluding moments of a very impressive game between the Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears, all tied up at 43 after a huge 3-ball shot by Skinner. Kelsey Skinner has not been afraid. I think she's taken at least 20 threes in this game. It seems like every time she gets the ball, she is not afraid to shoot that thing.
She is not. She's hit 2 of them for the night.
So, and she's hit one that really counted. So 38 seconds left in the game. The referee telling Ellie Argyle she can probably run the floor. We've got 3 Rebels on the backcourt here. Inbound to Ambria Lutz. Into Taylor McKee. Taylor trying to push it. Gets across the timeline. Lamborn back out to McKee at the very top. She's working up against Shaw. Taylor McKee. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Around the horn and back out to the right side wing. Taylor in the lane, goes up with the right hand. That one's good! That's huge. Huge ball. 45-33 and a foul. And you know what? That's not a bad thing, Rob. That's going to send them to the line for 1-1. And considering how everybody's been shooting from the free throw line, that's probably really smart.
Yeah, they're 2 of 7 from the free throw line. And I don't think we've mentioned, this is Ryan and Denny Wilson Shaw's daughter for the Rich County fans. They probably already knew that.
So here's Shaw, the freshman, with a chance to tie. Here's a 1-1 opportunity. This is huge. And ice in the veins of the freshman. She knocks down the first one. Oh, this is exciting, Rob. I love it. I love it.
She's at 12 points on the game.
Here we go with the chance to tie. Here's Shaw. Gets her routine, puts the shot up. That's good. Absolute ice in the veins. Here comes an inbound. 6 seconds left. Taylor McKee dribbles with the left hand. She's in her own court. Mackenzie Smith up with the right hand. No.
There's a foul called.
A foul with 0.3 seconds left in the game. Oh my goodness. A foul will be called on the shot, and it will send Ellie Argyle to the line. With double zeros on the shot clock.
Going to put 0.5 on the clock.
They're going to put 0.5. This is very reminiscent of a certain collegiate basketball game that I saw pretty recently. And
Rich 5 of 13 from the free throw line. So this is make or break right here.
This is huge. Well, Rob, it's very controversial to be calling a foul with less than a second left in the game. This is for the win, essentially. Ellie Argyle to the line. First one bounces off the front and bounces in. I cannot believe my eyes. That bounced high above the backboard, off the back iron, and bounced in.
Can we call that a shooter's touch?
No kidding. No kidding. 46-45 advantage Rich Rebels. Here comes the second shot opportunity. That one's good. She makes both of them. And a quick timeout by Bear Lake. They're going to have half a second. They're going to have half a second to shoot this thing. And we'll just go ahead and keep it here, Rob. I'm at a loss for words.
I'm not sure what you can do with a half a second on the clock unless you can throw a full-length court bomb, and if that goes in, then we will witness a miracle.
I think, in my brain, especially with girls basketball, you might have to do a backwards granny shot type of thing to get to the full length of the court. This is going to be incredible if Bear Lake were to make this shot. Currently, right now, Rich with that foul called with 0.5 seconds left in the game. Ellie Argyle knocks down 2 massive free throws to give Rich a 2-point lead here at home against the Bear Lake Bears. Here comes, you have no time, Rob. No time.
I guess you could also get a foul called on the play.
That's also
true.
That's
an option.
That's also true.
I love Coach Lundgren sending Darlene Peterson to protect the inbounds pass because she is not an easy one to get a ball over.
That's very true. Oh, here comes the lob way over, and it's going to be touched by a Rich Rebel, and it will be game over. It will roll onto the floor. Half a second will end, and that will be your final score, 47-45. And That's all things considered. What an incredible game by both teams, Rob. I mean, fantastic work by the Bear Lake Bears to come back in the face of adversity and overcome such a huge deficit in the second half. Congratulations to the Rich Rebels also for coming up and doing something fantastic. Rob, really, I'm at a loss for words.
An impressive second half from the Bears. They came out fighting. They brought up the intensity and definitely brought up the offense in the second half.
Very impressive work by both of these teams. Congratulations. I cannot help but applaud both of them. It's fantastic. This Bear Lake team showed great grit and tenacity. We'll go ahead, take a quick break, come back with some final statistics, some highlights, and the end of this game as Rich pulls away from Bear Lake in the waning seconds, 47-45. Thank you for joining us on mylocalradio.com as well as on 98.3 KADQ. We'll go ahead, take a quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome, fans of basketball, as we conclude what was a fantastic game from each of these respective programs and cross-border rivals between the Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears. We welcome you now to our post-game show. In the booth, Rob Leifson, statistician and color commentary. Fantastic game. Cody Olsen here as well, and Melissa Olsen manning the camera. Thank you so much to all of you who joined us in the. We'll go ahead and start our post-game coverage here with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. I mean, quite frankly, wow. What a fantastic game this was. Rich coming off strong at the very beginning of this game, coming out with a second half lead as at the very end of the first quarter. It was 16-10 after being 13-1 for the Rich Rebels. Bear Lake clawing back after some huge three-pointers. I know Oakley Crane into this game was able to come in and nail a huge three, got them started, jump-started and everything like that. It was great after one quarter, 16-10 for the Rich Rebels. After the first half, at halftime, Rich led 27-15, and then in the second half, we saw a little bit of a different Bear Lake team. They came out incredibly aggressive, shooting the ball well, getting offensive rebounds, and they were pushing Rich to their limits. Very, very physical, great game. At the end of three, still a 7-point lead for the Rich Rebels, and then in the fourth quarter, the Bear Lake Bears ended up taking the lead. They were able to take the lead 37-35. Incredible work. And then a huge three by Taylor McKee puts them up 40-37. And then toying with each other towards the very end. It was finally tied. And then in the waning moments with 0.5 seconds left, a foul called on the arm. Ellie Argyle puts the game away, ices it with two free throw shots. Your final score, 47-45. Absolutely fantastic. work from each of these respective teams. Thank you so much for joining us today on the post-game show. Right now, it's time for the precision play of the game. I know Rob is doing double duty in almost everything, but Rob, precision play of the game, we have many to think about. I mean, we have a huge three by Taylor McKee to cap off stopping an 8-0 run by the Bear Lake Bears. We have
Ellie Argyle's three-pointer the hard way, and you could look for those 2 free throws at the end as the play of the game.
Absolutely. All of those are huge candidates. We're going to go ahead and give the precision play of the game to Ellie Argyle for her final 2 shots, her free throw shots with 0.5 seconds left. Everything on the line. She puts it away, and the final score, 47-45. Incredible work from Ellie Argyle. Just fantastic. That was our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Call today for an appointment at 307-789-8910. Our final score on the Station on Main scoreboard today, 45-47. Advantage Rich Rebels in the waning moments of the fourth quarter. Huge moments. This has been a fantastic game. Rob, I'm going to pawn it off to you now for some statistics for the final.
Well, you can tell by the separation on the scoreboard that this is going to be pretty even on the stats as well. But Rich did shoot 37% from the floor. Bear Lake ends with 31% from the floor. The big difference is Rich was 6 of 14 from three-point land for 43%. Bear Lake was 4 of 24 for 17% from three-point land, which is what they shot in the first half. But in the first half, they'd only made 6 attempts from three-point land. They end up with 24 attempts. Free throws, again, 7 of 15 for Rich was the Achilles heel, but 2 biggest free throws by Ellie Argyle at the end. Rebounds, 35-35. Rich had 13 offensive boards, Bear Lake with 14. Ellie Argyle with 8 boards, Darlene with 5, and Brittany Lamborn with 5. Kalisha Parker with 9, and Oakley Crane with 5. And your scorer leaders, Kalisha Parker ends up with 14 in the game, Sadie Shaw with 13. And Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee both end up with 11. And Ellie Argyle, 13 points. 2 biggest ones right at the end.
That's crazy. Absolutely fantastic game. We'll go ahead, take a quick break, and hear from our sponsors. We'll come back with our final thoughts. Special thanks to all of you on 98.3 KADQ, our listeners. This has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Lady Basketball here on MyLocalRadio.com.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
This presentation on MyLocalRadio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
So this is the Reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails, brand new homes now starting at $600,000, quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom body work when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
Welcome back to the final concluding concluding thoughts on a fantastic game between the Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears. A 47-45 victory for the Rich Rebels off of a almost untimed free throws at the very end by Ellie Argyle. Our player of the game will go to Taylor McKee. Taylor McKee with facilitating the basketball, huge shots, fantastic work by Taylor McKee. She definitely earned the player of the game today. Thank you so much to LSR Refrigerated, who makes it possible for us to recognize our stellar athletes out onto the court and in the classroom for doing all that they do and making such a fun atmosphere out here in Randolph. Special thanks to Rob Leifson for being our statistician and color commentator. I could not do this without him. I literally could not do this without Rob. Super fantastic. I also couldn't do this without my lovely wife, Melissa Olsen, manning the camera. Thank you so much for joining us all here. And special thanks to Colton Bagley, also in the studio. He puts us over the air so that we can hear such an awesome game. And final concluding thoughts. Probably have rambled enough. This is Cody Olsen signing off here in Randolph, as always. Catch me tomorrow at the doubleheader in Altamont as the Rich Rebel girls and boys will take on the Longhorns in region game. Then on Saturday, we'll catch up with the game against Cokeville. Thank you so very much. And as always, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!